Trump's visit to the UK, at last. Took him a long time to get there, but finally he did it. And from all accounts, it went well. There were so many different issues that happened. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. Anyway, so I'm sure the conservatives were excited to have Trump come over, and the leftists were, of course, miserable and screaming, as usual. It's what they do best, scream and whine. Okay, well, the first issue that came up was about Trump, someone telling Trump that Meghan Markle called him nasty and a misogynist before she became a part of the royal family. So, and then he said something about she was being nasty. But of course he was still gracious and said she'd make very good princess. So that brings us to the question of, what do you all think about, Meghan Markle and American and UK relations as a result of that? I said, I think I'm pretty generous. I'm not necessarily that critical. I'll just say I give her the benefit of the doubt. I said, I think she's a very pretty girl, very pretty, but I don't think she's a good actress. I saw some clips and she's nah. But of course these days there are very few good actresses and good actors. But anyhow, so she's very pretty, but acting is really not her thing. Sorry. But I give her the benefit of the doubt as far as her motives. I mean, I know on Rebel Media that Jack Buckby is saying how he thinks she's going to destroy the monarchy, and I know there was rumors about her raising her kid gender fluid, and we were concerned that she was going to try to disrupt the monarchy and tell them what to do, and some people say, like, oh, she'll have a couple kids and then she'll leave. So, well, we don't know, but those things are all too early to tell. I mean, some people, I guess, don't like her. Some people really like her. I said, I was kind of swept up. My mom and I did enjoy watching the royal wedding pre-stuff, so I was kind of swept up in it. I mean, of course, she was a liberal in her civilian life, so that's not good, but it's typical of Hollywood. Anyway, so I'll say I'm still giving her the benefit of the doubt at this point. And I think she really has it good, and she better not mess it up, because that would be ridiculous. I mean, so I think she's hit the jackpot, and she needs to stay with it. So hopefully everything works out fine for Harry and Meghan. I don't have any ill will because she was a liberal, but just hope it all works out. And like I said, and once again, all right, now moving on. I heard that the Trump blimp met with an accident. Not really an accident. Heard some lady deflated it, destroyed the property. While it is pretty funny, it's funny. But yes, of course, conservatives, we do not endorse destruction of property. But we're just saying, the left, really, they're trying to provoke reactions. They're trying to provoke violence by doing these provocative things. So, I don't know if they were crying because their balloon got burst. Their bubble was burst. I don't know if they were crying because of that, but yeah, so the left was provoking people, and sometimes they provoke people, sometimes somebody gets provoked. So that's that, but yeah, shouldn't be destroying property. But still kind of, it's kind of funny. All right, then of course there was another big story about the Sadiq Khan saying nasty things about President Trump, and then President Trump calling him a stone cold loser. Oh my, it was funny. So there's lots of drama here going on with Trump's visit to the UK. And yeah, so everyone complains about how London is in bad shape, so yeah. But these leftists, they don't want to do a good job. They're just there for the money and the power, and they just let the crime run rampant. And it was really funny. I watched a guy named John Miller, Jon, John Miller. He's a black guy on Blaze TV. And he said that Sadiq Khan started little boxes on the streets, some kind of knife repository to turn in your knives. And he said what happened is the knife repository was broken into and all the knives got stolen. Oh my. These leftists. Great fodder for comedy. So of course the law-abiding citizens turned in their knives, and some criminals busted into the knife repository and stole all the knives. So, do you want to bet those criminals are going to take all those knives and use them to go out and rob or terrorize people? They probably are. The bottom line is the left does not seem to understand that criminals do not obey laws, and that is why they're criminals. So making more laws is not going to make the criminals obey them. You have to enforce the laws, with having the police arrest them, remove them from the streets, and put them in jail. You got to use force on these criminals, and the left does not seem to want to do that. So that's why they have to lose their jobs and get replaced by somebody who can deal with criminals in the appropriate way. All right, and then finally, here talk of Prime Minister Farage. Now, back whenever Brexit was first voted in, I thought that was the next logical thing. Whenever, the current Prime Minister stepped down because he was a Remainer, I thought the next logical thing would be to get Farage to be Prime Minister, or somebody else who was a Leaver, someone else who was prominent in the Brexit campaign, but then they get Theresa May, who was a Remainer, which didn't make sense, and that's why they've had all these problems. So apparently, we believe that Farage is the right man to lead, he's the right Moses to lead the British out of the slave camps of the EU, so to speak. But, of course, we don't know how hard or soft a Brexit he will get. We are thinking he will get a hard one since he worked so hard to get it. But it definitely seems that Nigel Farage would be a good choice for the Prime Minister. But I know some of the Conservatives were still disappointed in him for thinking he may not be as conservative as he should be, or as tough on crime. But at least, maybe he's a step in the right direction. So hopefully he can get the Brexit, and hopefully if we can get him in the Prime Minister, he's a step in the right direction, and like I said, in the future more Conservatives will follow. So, and I said hopefully Farage is going to be nice about Trump and not treat Trump like he treats Tommy Robinson. So, but alright, so that pretty much sums up the visit of Trump to the UK, and I heard that the Queen was pleased with the gifts he gave her, although I didn't see it online. Must have been something my mom heard on the radio, and it seemed like the Queen liked Trump, so that's good. And it's good they had a nice visit, and that pretty much sums it up. So, alrighty, so, well, I hope some of you folks that watch my channel over there in the UK got a chance to see Trump, or go to some of the parades or whatever. Or even the people who don't like Trump that watch my channel. Maybe they went to the protests. So, just say hello. Alrighty. Guys, take care. See you later. Let freedom ring.